that is the first 25 subscribers, which we've already got about...
The branch off from the blue and the lime green trails are in front of us. Hey now, this is Steve and Mike with Georgia Hammock Brothers, and we are in front of the Black Leading Point. Look kind of steep, not too bad. Hey now. Hey hammock campers, first of all, appreciate your support. Thanks for subscribing, and sorry it's been so long since we put out a video. Both Mike and I have had a lot of stuff going on in our lives. I've had some health issues, had surgery, got 2 herniated discs. I'm in a lot of pain. We just moved into a new house. He just recently got married, and just has been a lot going on, so we haven't put out a lot of videos, but that will change here coming up real soon. Today I just because we were trying to go light with when we go backpacking, at least I am. Used to be that a lightweight term used to be an insult. Working out, doing yard work, whatever, you can't handle the heat, can't handle the weight, whatever, you'd be termed a lightweight. Well, I'm proud to be a lightweight. I don't mind going light when I'm going backpacking at all. And today this video is a lighter option than taking a big old tube of toothpaste with you. A few things you're going to need, and let's go ahead and get started on some of those. And what I have in front of me is a scale, just so we can see exactly. That glare is kind of bad, you won't be able to see it, but this mostly used tube of toothpaste, I mean, it only has that much left in it. Weighs 1 3/8 ounces. Now you would think, oh, that's not that much, but let's see what we can do. So you're going to need a scale if you want to weigh the stuff after you're done. You're going to need some paper towels because this will tend to get a little messy. You'll need some sort of lighter, pair of needle nose pliers, and some straws. We're going to make the toothpaste pods today. Now this right here is a McDonald's straw. I like these because the diameter, the inside diameter, is a little bit larger than some of the other straws. And when you see what we're going to do with these, you'll understand why I like those. And you're going to need a pair of scissors. These are some butchering shears or something that we use. We don't even hardly use these to cut chicken wings or anything like that. We use them for cutting open Ziploc bags or something like that. So they're pretty strong, pretty sharp. Just any old normal pair of scissors will do. I recommend using scissors instead of your say your knife blade, just because this will get kind of messy, and if you try to hold that down and use a knife blade to cut it, you're going to end up with a mess. So the first thing we want to do is take your toothpaste of choice. No, I'm not getting paid by Colgate to do this. This is just the stuff I use. You're going to take your straw and you're going to put in there, you're going to squeeze into the straw however much toothpaste you're going to think you'll need for one brushing. I usually put about 3/4 of an inch worth of toothpaste. So you're going to stick this into the opening of the straw into the toothpaste, and you're just going to squeeze a little bit until you can see. Okay, it's hard for you to see, but my toothpaste line is right about there. Oops, sorry. My toothpaste line is right about there. So you want to clean off all that excess goop, and then you're going to pinch it, and you're going to squeeze the toothpaste down into the tube a little bit more. And I'd grabbed, I don't know, 1/4 inch and just squeezed it down there, and then you might be able to see the the toothpaste that come out. So like I said, this will get kind of messy, so you're going to need some paper towels. So then what you want to do is you want to take your needle nose pliers and you want to crimp till you got maybe 1/8 of an inch, maybe a little less of plastic sticking out. And then you're just going to slowly melt that. And what I do is I melt it from one end down to the other. So let's zoom in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start melting, and you can see that it's starting to bubble out. Just let it bubble out, that's fine. Now you're going to let it sit there a minute. You're going to let all that plastic cool down and fill in all the holes. So once it's filled in, slowly remove it from your pliers, and you're going to see that you're going to have some burnt stuff on the end. That'll just knock right off. Hopefully you can see that. That's just going to knock right off. So now you're going to hold this up to the light, do what you got to do, and you're going to find the edge of your toothpaste, and my edge is right where my fingernail is. So what I want to do is I want to grab about twice as much as I want to pinch with the straws. So I'm going to cut about that much off, right about there. And hopefully you can see where the toothpaste ends in there. And I'm not going to grab all that, I'm just going to grab just enough. Now when I pinch this off, you're probably going to see some toothpaste come out. You see that? See the toothpaste? It kind of bubbled out. Go ahead and clean that up with some paper towel. And I clean that up anyhow, regardless. So I'm going to grab a little bit more plastic. Clean that off. Pinching it. You want to start at the one end and go down to the other, so you're basically welding that seam shut. And I don't think I grabbed enough plastic. I don't see enough melting, so I don't think this is going to be a good one. Let it cool. Now a good test is if you hold this up to the light, you'll be able to see the darkness of the plastic where the toothpaste is, and if you squeeze it and you can see it move and then come back, move and come back, you'll know you got a pretty good seal. Or if you want to, cover it up and pinch it really hard and it won't burst through that melted plastic, and there's your first pod. So that's good for one brushing. So if I brush my teeth twice a day, once in the morning and once in the afternoon, I'll need 2 of these for one day. Oop. I dropped it. I'll have to get that later. So you're going to stick it in there. You're going to watch it. You'll be able to see it. There's the mess on top. My fingernail is the line. Clean this up a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pinch this and push that toothpaste on into the straw and then continue cleaning it off. Take my pliers, grab to where I got about 1/8 of an inch, maybe a little more. Clean off the ends and melt it. Don't touch this until it's good and cool, because if you've got some hot plastic, molten plastic sitting there, and you touch it, you pull off your fingers and you pull some of that plastic away, it will open up a hole and you won't have a good seal. So find your Let me get the sun right. There it is. So right there at my fingernail is the line. So I'm going to cut a good portion of it off. You see how much I'm cutting? That's quite a bit. Take my pliers. And what I'm doing is I'm pinching this to where my flat end is here and my flat end is there. If you want to get creative, you can turn it a half a turn to get one end going up and one end going sideways. That's up to you. I just like to keep them flat. So I've got my length of plastic sticking out there. So then I start melting. Let it cool. Blow on it, wave it, let it sit there. Count to 15, 20, 30, something like that. And then slowly pull it off. Give it the squeeze test. That feels good. It's just coming back. I'm not pushing any air out of it or whatever, and you can set it off to the side. So now I got two of these. They're about the same length, but not identically the same length. Stick them over to the side. I'm going to put those on the scale. And then just kick out as many as you think you're going to need for a trip. And the more you do this, the quicker you'll get each process. You'll be able to clean it off really good. Squeeze it down. Pinch a little bit of the straw. Alright, see now that's starting to bubble out quite a bit, so I didn't pinch out enough of the toothpaste. So that's going to be a mess. And you can see it nice and crusty. Find your level. It's right where my fingernail is. Cut off a good portion of it. Now let's get a little decorative with this. I'm going to pinch this a little bit opposite. I'm going to make sure I got my toothpaste cleaned out of it. And then we're going to melt this puppy. Blow on it, wave it, let it cool. You want to make sure it's good and cool before you touch it or try to move it. And like I said, this stuff will just flake right off. Give it the old test. Okay, now that one feels a little wimpy, but it could just be because of the shape of it. But it's not leaking out, and it is bouncing back, so that's a good thing. So if I'm on, say, a 3-nighter, I'll need 6 pods. 1 for the morning, 1 for the night, times 3 nights, that's 6. I've already got 5 over there. So what I'll do is make 7 just in case. When you pinch it with the pliers, that will force some of that toothpaste to come out. Clean it up. Oop. Ah. My lighter broke. There we go. There we go. Now I got the flame I want. Looks like that metal piece was dampering the flame a little bit. Let it cool. Find your edge. Trim off enough excess to grab. Grab what you want. Melt the rest. Little toothpaste coming out, but that's alright. Hold it for a little extra time. Let it get good and cooked. Give it the pinch test. Looking good. Got a little crust on there, so you just knock that off. And we're done. Nope, we got to make one more. That's right. We're going to make 7 for a 3-nighter, just to make sure we got enough. I'm about out of toothpaste here. Clean it off. You'll see whenever you start to pinch that end, and you'll actually be able to see the toothpaste be pushed further down into the straw. Even when I pinched it with the pliers just then, I got a little bit of, hang on. Alright, so even when I pinched it with a straw, I could see a little bit of toothpaste being pushed out there. I got it all over my thumbs here. This is a nasty process. But I think it'll pay off in the end once you see the weight difference. Find the edge. Make sure you got enough hanging over. Melt that puppy down. You should be able to see that it is definitely one piece of plastic there and has been melted together. You want a good tight fit because you don't want this stuff exploding in your pack. And I can see the toothpaste being pushed toward the end and then come back when I let go of it. Push toward the end and let go. So that one looks like it's good and sealed. So now we have 3, 6, 7 of them. So let's weigh them and see what we got. Make sure you clean up your mess like a good little boy and girl. And your hands will smell like toothpaste when you're done, no doubt. Alright. So I think the toothpaste tube weighed 1 3/8 ounce earlier, right? So now we're down to 1 1/8. But even if I took just the tube as it was, that was, I think, 1 3/8, almost 1.5 ounces. All right, 1/4 ounce. Big difference. Now, whenever you're trying to go light, you're trying to be a gram weenie, you're trying to think like a gram weenie, whatever the case may be, even if you don't want to go the insanity route of becoming a gram weenie, there's a big difference between 1 3/8 ounce. And even if I did take this, look at all that toothpaste I have left over. I have more than half of what I started with. I hardly put a dent in this thing. Most of the weight here is this aluminum tube and the hard plastic lid. Here, all I'm taking back are 6 empty pieces of trash. Now it's plastic, so you don't want to burn these in the fire. But it's a lot better to take back 6 of these empty pieces of plastic than this big old monster. At the end of the trip, that last day, this is dead weight because it has no use. That's dead weight and it's a whole lot lighter. Just making your trip a lot lighter. Yep, 1/4 ounce. So hopefully that little trick will save you some weight. And I've been taking these toothpaste pods for a long time on these trips, and it really helps out. All you got to do when you get there and you're ready to brush your teeth is you just take one of these and you sort of bite into the end, and then the stuff will squeeze out and you can brush your teeth. Oh, you can't see that, can you? See it coming out? Hope you can see that on the paper towel. So just, all you gotta do is just bite that in and pinch it. And the toothpaste will be ready for you to use. And you can brush your teeth. Or if you've got sensitive teeth and you don't want to go down that road, you could always take your blade, find one of them, and cut off the end. And according to the instructions on this thing, pea-sized amount. So according to the instructions, that's a pea-sized amount if I ever saw one, so that should be enough for you to brush your teeth. Thank you for watching. I hope the toothpaste pods will help save you a little bit of weight. I'm Steve Lowe, and this has been the Georgia Hammock Brothers. And try to go light. Best way to do that is to plan right, pack light.